Welcome to episode 2 of the SPORTS POD. My name is Sam HT, and today I'm here with a special guest, one of the coaches of the Westwood Christian basketball team, Mr. William Nadaskay. How you doing, Will?
I'm good, bro. Excited to talk about, sports, excited to talk about, Miami sports and yeah, bro. Been waiting for
Yeah.
this. Been waiting for this.
Yes,
We've talked
sir.
about this for a while and I'm ready.
Yeah, guys. Will and I have been discussing doing podcasts for quite a bit. Doing a podcast for quite a bit. Will in particular said, "Yo, I really want to do this," and me, I've always wanted to do it too. So it was always just a common interest that we wanted to get into, and seeing as we're both the biggest fans of the Miami Heat, him wearing a Miami Heat shirt right now, that big flag over there that's been putting me to shame the last couple of weeks. We'll talk about that in a second. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, this is a passion for both of us. This is my second episode. Oh, this is Will's first. Will's gonna be a very common person in this pod. I'm pretty sure from here on out he'll be on every episode. But if he misses it, it's because I'm selfish. Okay, it's not because of anything he has to do with it. But all right, let's just get down to what has been going on this last 2 weeks. Let's talk about the Miami Heat, ladies and gentlemen. The Miami Heat have lost 8 out of the last 10 games and 7 out of the last 8, with our only wins being against the Brooklyn Nets and the Los Angeles Clippers. Miami has now placed themselves in a spot they are very familiar with, the play-in. And let me just go ahead and say that this is not a very happy spot for me, Will. I hate being here. I don't know about you.
I'm the same. I'm the same. Not a happy spot at all, bro.
Yeah, it's not. We hate the play-in. Like, the concept of the play-in already makes me upset. But like, us being in it so consistently makes me even more upset, if that makes any kind of sense. So yeah, the Miami Heat are still.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
Makes a lot of sense.
it makes a lot of sense to me. So Miami's still a top 5 defense in terms of defensive rating, but the offensive rating has dropped all the way to 15th. At one point, we were a top 5 offense and a top 5 defense. That feels like such a long time ago.
Yeah.
Miami started off the season very hot, going 14-7 in their first 21 games, and as I've said, Will, we've been going through a rough spot, bro.
Very rough. One thing that I will point out is what you just said. Listen, we were top five in the league in scoring, which is
Yeah.
what we have struggled with for like the whole like Jimmy Butler era.
Yep.
We struggled. Obviously, the defense we were dogs, right? Everyone knew that the whole Heat culture thing, like that was real. But now that we finally got the pieces right, so we're scoring a lot, we're top five, but then I feel like we take a step back kind of with the defense because if you look at it, we are probably I think the top 10, one of the worst teams when it comes to allowed points. Now I know allowed points is just an easy way to base a team off of how bad their defense is. Obviously, you can go by like percentages and stuff, but the defense is a really weak spot, which I didn't think was going to be a part that we would struggle in because obviously there's Davion, right? He locks up the best player. You have Andrew Wiggins, who's a 3-and-D player. Yes, he's getting a little old, but he's still
Man, he's only
he's a
30. I don't know
player.
about old now, Will. Like,
Yeah,
he's
bro,
30
hey,
years
30.
old.
I didn't even know his official age, but 30. And then also on top of that, I mean, you got Bam Adebayo, right?
Oh,
Like
boy.
we'll talk about his offense efficiency and his stats when it comes to offense, but bro, defense, like we always know that he is bro a defensive player. He's
Yeah.
been a candidate for defensive player of the year. Like we know he's capable playing defense. And on top of that, another play that we could also talk about later on about the things that were going on with Spo and stuff and all that is bro, Khalil Ware, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, that guy's a beast when it comes to. Listen, we're talking about defense right now, so we'll stick with defense. But the whole thing of bro, how long he is, bro, and the defensive factor that he brings when it comes to shot blocking, like.
Yeah. It's
But yeah,
been.
bro, it's honestly disappointing to see and stuff like that. But bro, I just think that the offense is slowing down too a little bit. It's
Yep.
slowing down a little bit, and then
Yep.
obviously the defense. I just feel like the defense has just always, the whole year it's kind of stayed at the at the same point because I feel like whenever we win, bro, we're scoring a lot, but then
Yep.
also the other team is scoring a lot, and it's kind of like a close game. But for now, that's what I gotta say about that whole thing when
Yeah,
it comes to offense and defense.
it's been very rough for us defensively. Our defensive rating these last 10 games is just unrecognizable. We are
Yeah.
21st in the last 10 games. It
And
has been
honestly, yeah, it kind of tells you what type of team we are when, bro, our last couple wins have been the Clippers and the Nets, bro.
yeah.
They're both, like 8 win below. Like they don't have more than like what 8 wins.
I'm
Like
pretty
they're like
sure. I'm pretty.
six and
Look,
twenty
you
two.
could slice it however you want to. Um, if we're talking about these last like if we're talking about throughout the entire season, I mean, one of the worst teams in the league. We got the Clippers. They're a 6-win team. The Brooklyn Nets are an 8-win team. So they have 14 wins combined. So it's just they're not.
Yeah.
We've beaten teams that are just bad team. There's no pride in beating the Clippers or the Brooklyn Nets this year. 6-23 from the Clippers is insane given who they have. By the way, like it's not like
Yeah.
like they're old, obviously, bro.
Yeah.
But my bad. 7-21 is insane, all
Yeah.
things considered. But I really want to key in on these last 10 games.
Yeah.
I think these last 10 games are very very important because yeah, we have been talking about the defense, but the offense also has kind of
Mm,
fallen off a cliff these last 10 games.
mm,
You were speaking
yeah.
about how the offense is better, and we are 15th right now in offensive rating, which is cool, right? And then
Yeah.
scoring wise, like I'm sure scoring wise we're not bad either. Like
I think we're fifth in the
throughout
league.
throughout
I
the
think we're fifth.
yeah, I believe
Like points per game, I think we're
we're
fifth.
fifth in the league in points per game, and then when you talk about defensively, Will, I know you say we've struggled defensively, and that might be the case, man. Defensively, we're still eighth in the league, so it's not like the defense is.
We're
I know,
like
right? It,
total stats. We're eighth in the league.
defensive rating, we are eighth in the league, so
Okay.
that's points per 100
Okay.
possession. Like we're eighth in the league, so we're still a top 10 defense technically. It just hasn't looked like that the last 10 games. Last 10 games,
Yeah.
it's just been ugly. I will say this: we're missing Tyler Hero bad. We're missing him really bad, but it's come to the point where
Yeah.
I'm sick and tired of missing him, and I just kind
That's
of
that's one thing. Yeah, that's exactly one thing that I wanted to highlight is if you look at Tyler Hero's averages this year for the time he's played, right? Obviously, he missed like a big chunk of the beginning and then came back, and then
right.
he's now missing more time with that contusion. I think it's like in his toe or
It
his
is
foot or
it's
something.
in his toe, which
So
toe injuries aren't anything to
so
play
I
about.
just feel like, bro, there's a pattern. Ever since he obviously broke his hand or wrist right against the Bucks,
Right.
that championship run that we had, we didn't win it, but obviously the run that we had, right, he broke his hand, and I just feel like every single year there's always been something, right? Last year he his ankle,
Yeah.
he
I
completely had a terrible ankle sprain, and then they made it they made it seem like, bro, it was like torn ligaments in there and stuff like that, and it was really bad, right? And that honestly, that whole year was a mess, right? We knew when Hero
yeah.
was gonna come back, there wasn't gonna be a change, right? But obviously this year, the way we were playing without Tyler Hero was looking really convincing,
Yeah.
really
That's
convincing.
that's kind of the issue,
And
right? That's kind of the issue,
and
right?
so my thing is, right, is that he comes back, right? He comes back and he's averaging all these stats, right?
Yep.
But again, now he's down with an injury. We don't know. We don't know. I mean, a contusion in the toe, right? Shouldn't be that worrying and scared about. But it's just we really got to think about when it comes to trading. Honestly, bro. I mean, that's honestly the way I'm starting to feel now. That's something that I never wanted for something to come out of my mouth, bro. But
I want to be very clear. I don't
I
think
gotta get realistic here. I mean,
I
he's
don't
missing
think
so much time with injuries and stuff like that. It's just
I
it's,
don't
it's
think
bad.
anybody in Miami wants to trade Tyler
Oh,
Hero.
of course not. That's
No
the
one
kid, bro.
like
Like
this
that's the
guy
kid.
Tyler
Who
Hero.
wants to trade him?
Like of course Jimmy Butler when he was here, he embodied Miami. But there's something about drafting a player and him turning out to be so good and him growing as a player, and the way the Miami crowd reacts to him, they love Tyler Hero. Like we really do.
That dude is from Wisconsin. He
Yeah.
comes to Miami, bro, and now he's such a Miami dude. Bro.
He is.
Like he's embraced like Miami so, bro. Like how you would expect for an athlete too, and he just took it to the absolute max. Like if you look at him now, bro, you wouldn't think he's from Wisconsin.
No, Whitnall, Wisconsin. Shout out to Whitnall, bro. Whitnall, Wisconsin. What in the world, yo? Whitnall High School. Shout out to them, man, because it makes like, because they got with like the fact that Tyler here was able to take that high school to like heights that I don't think it has ever returned to. After, but I could be wrong.
We only know about the school.
I mean, look, I because of Tyler Hero. So, with Tyler Hero, it's just the bottom line is he has to be available. He has to be more available.
Hey, he has to. He honestly, listen, you can't even put him out. He's not even a shooting guard, right? Because bro, when he's back, like he's Davion, he's not Davion. Yes, he's averaging like 8 assists, 7 assists, but he's not that like guard that Tyler Hero is.
He's played only 6 games this year, and that's bad. That's bad. Like and granted, and we're not talking about Will. What we're not talking about is a player who's had a clean bill of health his entire career. Just a year.
And I don't know if you can remind me, but his contract, I forgot what his contract was.
Oh yeah, I was just about to mention it. His contract's up very soon. If we look at his current contract right now, like he signed an extension back in 2022. This is going to be the second to last year of his contract, $31 million. So he's getting paid $31 million this year. He's going to want a pay raise because of how he's played, but the only problem is, and this goes back to what I've been.
That's tough.
This goes back, Will, to what I've been talking about. His availability, 77 games last year, right? But the years before that,
he played 77 games last year.
I'm saying, like he missed only 5 games last year, but like.
Wait, I must be getting mixed up then.
Yeah, I was gonna correct you later on, but the year before is the year you're referring to where he had the ankle injury. That's the year you're referring to. He only played 42 games. He started 40, and he was off to a very hot start. And then he came back, and then the team kind of.
That's my bad. Last year was when he was the All-Star. He had a great year.
Yeah, he had a great year last year.
But at the same time, that was kind of a useless year. But that's what.
Hey, I don't ever like.
We're talking about the current state.
Yeah, I don't like calling Tyler Hero's lone All-Star appearance useless. I don't like using that.
Yeah, no, I thought it was great for him. I thought it was great to see
this guy.
To see that out of him.
This guy Tyler Hero, man, like he has been a 20-point per game scorer pretty much his entire career. The only time he wasn't was his first 2 years in the league. And his first year in the league was tampered by the bubble. Second year, they didn't really get a lot of time to rest him because of the shortened season, obviously. But then from then on, he's averaged 20 points per game. But the problem has become his availability. Now, 66 games in 2022, 2023, a year where he looked like he was playing very well. He was averaging 20 points per game. The team, I think he was one of our highest leading scorers. He was averaging 20 points. That year that he go all the way to the finals without him. So immediately the red flag of, okay, we're making finals appearances without Tyler Hero. The fan base is keeping that in mind. The year after, he gets hurt again. This time he only plays 42 games. The year after, we already spoke about it, 77 games, obviously. But now this year, heading very, very close into the season, we find out about this ankle injury, right? Then he plays 6 games.
You see, I think the whole thing with that being told late, obviously to the media, maybe it was a thing that, the organization knew about or the league knew about, but I just feel like that surgery that he had could have been earlier, because I feel like maybe he was not.
I don't know, Will.
Or the team wasn't really thinking that it was that serious, and it was. bro, like, were they like letting him play on it or what? Like,
I
I'm
don't
confused here.
I don't know.
Like, we've never really gotten like the full details about that because I just feel like, damn, like you're gonna let us know that late
In
at
a
the amount of time
contract
that
year
he's gonna
too,
miss.
and it's in a contract year too. This is a man who's trying. The reason
Yeah,
why, in
bro.
my opinion, it wouldn't make sense for it to happen late. The reason why is because this is a contract. This is one of his last years to get an extension. So
Mhm.
he's trying to extend the contract. He's not trying to go into next year playing on the last deal of his contract because anything can happen that year, right? So it wouldn't make sense for Tyler from a business standpoint to get the surgery late, only because unless the Miami Heat recommended it late, that would be crazy levels of like that would be insane levels of not
Yeah.
trying to pay a player. That's insane levels. But the Heat have way too much class to like be doing stuff like that, in my opinion. So my thing is like a player entering his prime. He's been our highest scorer for like the past couple of seasons. In my opinion, it's I don't you mentioned trading him. What is his value? What can we get for a player who's been
Yeah.
hurt for most of his career? Like, are we gonna
So
try to get Giannis with him? Like who
yeah,
are
so that's the thing I want to bring up. So first of all, we obviously have to know the whole Giannis thing, right? We have to know if you know his availability, Giannis's availability right now. We have to know if is he a deadline, is he a deadline threat? Like, is he
mm,
available at the deadline, or is this something that he's gonna play? Obviously, because we know the injury he just had, right? Calf strains, and
yeah.
we know how serious calf strains can be,
Yeah.
right? Tyrese Halliburton, right? KD, those things can turn into serious Achilles injuries, right? So that's obviously another worry, but at the same time, it's not a huge worry. But first, we have to know is he a deadline trade acquisition, or is this something where it's going to be during the summer? Because listen, to me, it doesn't sound that bad if we're sending Tyler Hero to Milwaukee. Now it depends who else we're sending.
Who else exactly like that? So let's
Because
talk
listen,
about
I'm not gonna lie.
who
If we
who are we talking about here?
I gotta point out, bro. Jaime Hawkins is having a great year.
Okay.
So if they want to include Hero and Hawkins and Jaime Hawkins, it's a little rough, right? But bro, it's Giannis.
Hold
That
on.
dude
Time
averages
out. Time out.
3,
Time
10,
out.
and
If
8.
hold on. Wait. Look, first of all, if it's only Hero and only Jaime Hawkins Jr., if they only
Well,
want
obviously
that,
not. There's gonna be like picks, but honestly, there's probably gonna be
I
10
am
players.
slamming the table. Like, yes, please, yes, accept that offer. Like, if
No, yeah, of
Milwaukee's
course.
that desperate, but I don't
Yeah.
think they are. I don't think they're desperate to trade Giannis. It's gonna be more than Giannis. Like,
Listen, but I think
they're gonna want Hero.
I,
They're gonna want Triple J. They're gonna want Jaime Hawkins. They're gonna not Jaime. They're gonna want Khalil Ware. They're gonna want Ware. You know that, right? Like he like
yeah.
everybody's saying he's
But
untouchable.
listen. Honestly, I can't be mad at them being so desperate because honestly, like, bro, me personally, bro, they gotta blow it up. Nah, that's it. Cause you can't just keep Giannis there. You can't keep Giannis there, bro. Right now they're 11-17.
I get
Right?
that. I
You
get that.
can't. Right. So
I understand that.
everyone freaked out. Me and you talking about that whole summer with the whole Damian Lillard thing, right? He gets sent to the Bucks. I'm thinking, wow, this team, right? This team, they got a squad. All right. Obviously, that whole thing fails, right? Lillard ruptures his Achilles and stuff like that. It never worked out. I like, where else are you gonna go? Like right now, you got a team with Kuzma. You got a team with. It's just not gonna work out. Like
No,
you gotta blow it up.
the Bucks are probably the only player that's making them interesting is Giannis, and with him being out, that kind of
Oh, the dude
takes
after
away.
Giannis is Ryan Rollins and Bobby Portis. Like
Yeah, Ryan Rollins is. By the way, shout out to Ryan Rollins.
that guy,
He's
bro,
been
yeah,
he's been a
really
bucket.
good.
He's been great.
He's really good.
But check this out, Giannis, the last 6 years, 6 years, around 7 years around there, 30 points per game, over
Mhm.
11 rebounds, right?
Yeah.
His shooting efficiency is insane for somebody like this man. This is a guy who's
Yeah, because bro, that guy's paint dominant.
yes, but like that kind of like level of excellence at the rim is something we haven't seen since Shaq, bro. This is like a level of
well, yeah. What I just said, honestly, bro, it's kind of crazy, but I kind of disagree with what I just said because there's so many other players that have his same play style, and they're just not like Giannis.
They're just not.
Giannis is just a truly, bro. He's just literally in his name. He's a freak of nature, bro. Greek freak. Like, he's crazy.
60% from the
field. He's really that dominant. When he's in the paint, there's no stopping him.
Yo,
that's it.
Will, check this. He's been top 4 in MVP voting for 7 straight years, bro. You think that Miami can get away with just sending Tyler Hero, Jaime Hawkins Jr., and Khalil Ware with no repercussions? I don't think that's going to happen.
That 7 straight years, that dates back all the way to 2018, and we're talking about since 2018, he hasn't really had the best teams, right? Obviously, he won that chip with Drew Holiday
in 21,
that team, right? But 2018, 2019,
nothing.
Those were right. Those were those years where they were kind of like that 9th, 10th seed. Right? He was still.
The years you're speaking of, I think are the when he started to break out. That was in 2017. Yeah. In 2017, then 2018, he started to break out. 2019 is when they really started to like become like 2019 was when they were the first seed. 2020 they were the first seed. 2021 they were a top 3 seed, and then from then on they've been like a top 5 seed, top 6 seed. They've never been in the play-in. But to go off what we're saying and relate back to the Miami Heat is that listen, I think we just got to see how things pan out. How things we'll see out because listen, right? Obviously, Hero's out. According is not such of a serious injury, but then there's also Jaime Hawkins and Khalil Ware who have been playing years, very well. Yeah. So listen, because the roster. What are you? Right now, I have a question. What are you willing to give up for a Giannis? Like, what are you willing to give up? Because I'm willing to give up. You're so right. What are you willing to give up? Yeah, of course it's gonna hurt our heart, but we're talking about a top 3 power forward of all time. It's gonna hurt our hearts. It hurts the heart so bad. No, it shouldn't hurt you to bring in a Hall of Famer, Will. You're bringing in a Hall of Famer. I'm the one that's saying, yo, listen, we can, bro, trade him. Bro, if we're getting Giannis, like what you just said, bro, Hall of Famer, top 3 PF, bro, top 10, right? So he has only 1 chip, but that guy. Bro, look, man. He just hasn't had the organization to really support him like that. And he still got him a chip. What I will say is, yes, I do think. Well, it hurt, of course, but bro, it's Giannis, and he's still in his early 30s, right? So, we trade Tyler Hero. I think it's worth, right? Jaime Hawkins. Listen, at the end of the day, bye, bro. The year we had last year. Really bad. Was it because Spo didn't play him? Maybe, but at the end of the day, he wasn't it, right? Last year he was rough. Last year was rough. Not terrible, right? But if you want to include him in there, right? That's fine. He's averaging 15, 4, and 5. Oh yeah. So you want to include him. The only thing I don't know, bro, is Khalil Ware. It's so tough because that guy is so good. Okay. This is a good segue because now we got to talk about a player who we had that didn't mention. Let's go shift focus. Yeah. Let's go shift focus to the player who should be playing well, to a player that is our highest paid player on our team. Let's shift focus to Bam Adebayo. Bam Adebayo. Talk about that. Look. Okay. First of all, let me make this very, very clear. We are both big fans of Bam Adebayo. We're both very big fans of him. I am, at least. The amount of times that I've had to defend him to so many people is like it's top tier. It's almost there's been so many times where I have to put my life on the line to support this guy and defend. Bro, you know what? No.
that contract we gave him is completely worth it. We shouldn't trade him.
Yeah,
This is
like
the guy.
yeah,
So
a top one of the the greatest defender in Miami Heat history, one of the greatest defenders in the league has ever seen. We have like all this stuff, right?
no, yeah, let's talk about it. It's like, what do
So
you? So
so
what do you
so
think? You
Bam.
know?
All right, yeah. So Will. Bam Adebayo this year. This is the most insane stat I think you're gonna hear.
Let me hear it.
In 20 at the age of 28, Bam Adebayo,
He's 28 years old.
he's 28. He's in his prime. He is in his prime.
Damn, bro.
Okay, I want to make that very, very clear.
20.
At the age of 28 years old, Bam Adebayo has not surpassed over 20 points, 21 points per game. He's only averaged 20 points per game once. When he entered, that was 2023 when we went to the NBA Finals. He had a solid postseason run.
So we had Jimmy, Bam, and Hero averaging 20.
Pretty much.
All
yeah.
three of them.
And
okay.
we went to the finals. Like that was a fruitful year.
And we were 18.
We were 18. It was a fruitful year, bro. This man Bam Adebayo has finished top 5 in Defensive Player of the Year voting 5 different times. He was 10th last year.
Yeah.
He is one of the best defenders in the league.
Yeah.
Bam Adebayo this year, however, averaging 18 points per game, so same as last year, and pretty much the same as 2021. In 2021, he averaged 18. In 2022, he averaged 19. In 2023, he averaged 20. Then in 2024, he averaged 19. In 2025, he averaged 18. And now in 2026, he's averaging 18 again. Now, here's the crazy stat that I want to show you. Since 2022, his shot frequency at the rim was at 50% in 2022. Do you want to know where it's at right now? A percentage. It dropped to 40% in 2023. It dropped again in 2024 to 35%. Last year, it shot to 27%. And this year, it is at a career low. 22% of his shot attempts, Will, are at the rim. 22%, I'm going to say it again for the people at home that can't hear me. 22% of this 6'10" center, 22% of his shot attempts are at the rim. 22%.
Yes, and I will say, every single time I watch a Miami Heat game, he is, bro, that his favorite shot, that elbow shot.
The midi, right?
That little elbow shot or a little bit inside the paint, and he shoots it, right? So my thing is about him, right, is in the state that we're in with basketball and the NBA and college, high school, everywhere, right? The big man is expected to know how to shoot, right?
Yes.
Mind you, Bam Adebayo is a very undersized center, being labeled as one, right?
Right.
We don't even label him as a power forward.
We would like for him to be a power forward, to be fair.
Exactly.
Like
right?
if it were our,
at the end of the day,
yeah.
that's just it's not how it is, right?
Yeah.
So he's 6'10", right? So obviously, there was always that media surrounding him about, when is he ever gonna create a shot? When is he gonna create that 3-pointer or that distance mid range? And so, I will say this year I don't know his exact 3-point percentage.
I got it right here for you. And
there has been times where he has been hitting it.
Yeah. It's at 32% right now.
That is pretty bad.
Yeah, that's
That's listen. Okay, you know what? It could be worse, but for his first year, really shooting the ball like consistently, like at least I'm guessing he attempts at least 2 a game.
No, you're not gonna believe how many he attempts. He attempts 4.
More than 2?
He attempts 4.5 attempts per game.
Okay, so 4.5, right? So that's insane. So my thing about Bam is my main concern about Bam is what you is the whole year by year stats, right? So it's just been fluctuating between 18 and 19 and maybe at 20 that he was at 2023. The money that we paid him, we are expecting a lot more. Because listen, at the end of the day, the money that we're paying you, Bam, and the money that, that you're getting, we're expecting him to, give me at least 25, man. Like, based off the stats that you're saying, for this year, I don't even think he's averaging a double-double. Does he even have 10? Doesn't even have. There's no way. I know Khalil Ware is getting a slowly, I will say slowly, but a bigger role and very inconsistent. Doesn't mean you're not grabbing 10 rebounds. No, there's no way.
It's at 9 rebounds. Right? No, Bam Adebayo's at 9 rebounds.
9 should be. It should be 10.
It should be 10. It should.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, I know. Listen, I know there was Jimmy. I know there was Tyler. I know those were players on your team, right? But what about last year, dog? What about last year? What about this year? I know there's Norman, right?
Who else?
I know there's Norman Powell.
Jaime. Okay. Who else though should be like taking more of an offensive? Like I understand Jaime Jaquez Jr. has taken more of an offensive, like a more of a ball handling role.
Listen, it's honestly concerning to me that Jaime Jaquez averages 15 and Bam averages 18. That is concerning, bro. That is very concerning.
Off the bench, by the way.
And listen, I will say this is a little small stat. I know he's a power forward, 2.4 assists. I feel like it should be a little bit more. But
higher? You think it should be high? Like I think, well, in comparison to the years past, yeah, he's had 4. He's averaged 4.
But my thing is about Bam is when are we gonna see, bro, that takeoff, or are we never gonna see it?
I think here's I'll say this, and
I thought this year was the year. This year was for sure the year that he was gonna, before and after the Norman Powell trade, I was still thinking the same way.
Yep.
When Norman Powell arrived, I still thought he was gonna do his thing.
I'll say this, Will. I'll say this, Will. I think that the leap is not happening. I think we've seen the last. I think this version of Bam.
You just don't think it's not gonna happen at all.
I think we're done. I think we're done seeing
So what we get from Bam, he's just an 18-19 guy.
He's just an 18-19 guy. That's what he is. And unfortunately for us,
it's sad.
It's not good enough. It's not. Like this is a man who's taken. This is the man who's taken most of his shots in the mid-range game. And I'll say it again. 22% of his shots are at the rim. Okay? This is not... This is something... And then you don't want to know something? He's shooting 71%. Like, he's shooting... Like, he's at the rim. He shot 62 shots at the rim. He's hit 44 of them. Right? For whatever reason, his mid-range J this year, it's not terrible. It's not terrible, but when it takes away, when you add a 3-point shot and it completely takes away from pretty much all of your efficiencies. He's shooting a career low 47% from the field. Like and the fact that Bam is so big and when he gets downhill, every single time, Will, you've watched Bam when he plays. When he gets downhill, it's like he's never going for a layup. He's never going. He's always going. When he goes downhill,
he's ready to jump with everybody.
He's ready. He's ready. Well, he's ready to jump with everybody defensively. But when it comes to him offensively, he's going downhill. He's going to stop. He's going to turn around. He's going to put up a fadeaway J. He's going to put up a hook shot. And honestly, the amount of times I've seen him do it, you'd think his percentage would be higher, right? You'd think his percentage would be higher. I looked this stat up. I love this stat because it just kind of goes to show how, like, unbelievably, like, I don't know what word underwhelming Bam has been.
Yeah.
From 3 to 10 feet, the league average is 44%, 38 to 44%. Bam Adebayo from 3 to 10 feet is at 48%. So he's barely above average. From 3 to 10 feet. These are the shots that he's taken the most. He's taken these shots the most of anybody on our team. Yeah. And he's just above average at them. Yeah. But when he goes to the rim, he's shooting 71%. So you would think 1 + 1 = 2. Let me take more shots at the rim. But he's not. He's not doing it. And this is our highest paid player. our highest paid player, Will.
To me, I don't know if it's, obviously telling himself that I want to expand my game and he wants to leave alone the getting to the rim part. I don't know if it's, Spo, Pat, Alonzo, like, I don't, or maybe it's a collective group, seeing the way that these centers and these power forwards are expanding their game to more outside game.
Yep.
Listen, I don't know, and I honestly do think that right now is the time to truly admit that right now we just gotta admit that I think he's still gonna be the same defensive presence, right? He's always gonna be that defensive presence, which we love, and we love that about him, right? Everyone loves that about him, that he's a defensive presence. But one thing that I just think we gotta admit right now, we're talking about it now, bro. He is that 18-19 guy.
That is it.
And you know what? Listen, that's it. And please, Bam, shock me, bro. Please surprise me next year. Maybe this year you want to up your stats. Bro, I don't know.
Bam.
Maybe
Yo,
get to
Will,
that 23, 24, 25 range.
Will, he is...
With a double-double, too.
He's
not even averaging a double-double.
Yo, Will.
He doesn't even have 10 boards.
Will.
Like,
Will.
come on, man.
Not even that.
Nah.
The thing is, Will. He's 28. How much better is he? This is his prime. This is it. This is it.
Like 35, 34, 33. He might be averaging like 12, 13, 14.
As his athleticism begins to wane when he hits his prime, and this is something
that dude is athletic as hell, bro.
He is
jump up and
can jump out the gym, and that was what stood out when he was 20 years old, when he was a rookie, when his sophomore season hit, and even when his third year, when he took that leap as an offensive player, when he dropped from 8 points to 16, He jumped up and he averaged a double-double. But not just that. I'm looking back at that 2020 season where he was 22 years old, bro. He shot 55% from the field, bro. That is incredible. 55% from the field. He averaged 10 rebounds and 5 assists, bro. And his shot frequency at the rim, it was 71%, bro.
This is when again? What year you say?
2020. When he was 22 years old, bro.
No, yeah.
20.
Listen, he was pretty good. Hey, that COVID year,
he was incredible, and and it's not like he wouldn't shoot the mid-range J either. That short mid-range game, he shot 42%, and I'll take 42%. I will gladly take 42% when you're shooting 433 of your shots at the rim. I'll take that, man. I'll take that. But the reality, unfortunately, is that he has, as the time has gone on, as time has went by, it just hasn't happened. I mistake myself. He shot 59% of his shots at the rim. I apologize. But again, I'll take that. I'll gladly take that. I'll take that. 59% at the rim works. And yeah, you're averaging 15, but if you add that, but add more shots to your game, because Jimmy, mind you, this is a time where what happened?
I'm starting to think, it just popped into my head as, we're not completely dissing the hell out of Bam, but we're kind of on the negative side about him. What if we just send Bam out of bio, and obviously
trade him?
One-on-one.
You want to trade him?
Hey, listen.
You want to trade Bam?
Listen. Because, bro, listen. At the end of the day, right? Giannis defensively is great.
He's awesome. Yeah. I think Giannis defensively is elite.
He's great. Right, so my thing is,
but he's not a better defender than Bam. He's not a better defender than Bam.
I wouldn't say he's better.
I would say Bam
he is a great defensive player. But what I'm trying to say is that what if, because it's PF or PF. Obviously, we would add more players in there and draft picks. But listen, I don't know, but let's not get too deep
Would
into that. I just had to say
Milwaukee
that because
would Milwaukee want Bam though? Why would Milwaukee want Bam? Why would Milwaukee trade a player who was essentially plateaued offensively? Like, yeah, he brings
because Sammy, listen, at the end of the day, I think Milwaukee, listen, they got the chip that they wanted with Giannis. They got it, right? But listen,
it's over. I understand
Drew Holiday left. Lillard tore his Achilles, got sad, and was like, "I miss my family,
and he
this is
wants
not
to go
working out.
home. Yeah,
I'm going back to Portland." Like, listen, you trade Giannis. It's not like they have. Obviously, they trade Giannis. They have a bad team. Of course, they have a bad team, but they have. They got some kids there. They got some dudes there. They got Rollins, right?
I would love to see their situation in terms of their draft capital, just to see. Like, I'm sure they have all.
Yeah,
their picks.
I just think that they gotta end it with Giannis, bro. Like, it's so easy for me to say that because number one, I'm not a Bucks fan, right? Number two, I'm not a huge Giannis fan. Like, when it comes to me being a Bucks fan, but it's like, yo, there's just nothing there, man. There's nothing there.
He's gonna be making $54 million this year, $58 million next year.
Yeah.
And then $62 million the year after. So
yeah, bro, we're talking about
I'm paying him that money if he's giving me top 5 every single year. I'm sorry.
Oh, of course, bro, of course. And listen, obviously, I think we get Giannis. Bro. No matter who we trade for, it could be Hero or Bam as the main trade pieces that we send over. I think we easily contend.
I agree.
100%.
I agree. I will say this. It becomes more of a conversation as the year is going to go on. If this team doesn't turn it around, and tonight they do play the Toronto Raptors, so we will definitely see. If we would lose tonight's game, we're going to be at 500. It feels like this game that we are about to play tonight.
And one thing I will say about that I wanted to speak about on this episode is, yo, what has the Miami Heat been struggling with the years we get to playing? Yo, it's always the same. I swear, it's always the same record.
Yep.
It's always the year going throughout the year. We're either 2 wins above, maybe 3 or 4, and it's just at that. And then later down the year, maybe we win some, but I just feel like right now, me and you talked about it earlier in the year before the season started, and when the season did start, we were very impressed with how things were going with the offense and the pace and all that, right?
Right.
And guess what? Look where we're at now, right? It's about to be Christmas, right? And look where we're at now, bro. We're 15-14, and we did not think that the team would be like this at all. And listen, I don't think it has to do anything with injuries. Nothing. It doesn't have to do anything with injuries. We did great. We did great with.
We were fine.
We did great without Hero, right? That little stint where Bam had his toe injury.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
We didn't shut down, right? At all.
Yeah. Ware played well. Ware played really well.
Exactly, and that's where Ware opened up his window. That's where his window was opened up, and he started playing well. So I think, listen, there's still a lot of time in the season, right? We're not even close to halfway, right?
Yeah.
15, 14, that's 29 games, there's 82. So we got
time.
Bro, we got like 60 games still.
Yeah.
But,
Bam,
60, wait,
Bam, we have around
more like 50 something.
We have 50 something games. But like we'll see
what's going to happen.
I'm looking at the contracts right now. I decided to take a look at this. Bam Adebayo is going to be paying $37 million this year. Next year kicks in $49 million and $53 million with a $57 million player option.
Yeah, you see that?
And then that's not even counting the fact that Tyler Hero's contract expires after next year. So organizing contracts there.
Yeah,
Andrew
listen,
Wiggins,
yo,
Andrew
see,
Wiggins is likely going to accept his player option after this year. I doubt that he declines $30 million because he's not going to get that anywhere else.
if someone offers Andrew Wiggins $30 million, if another team offers Andrew Wiggins $30 million, bro,
Yeah,
then I don't know.
yeah, and
Because listen, I know he stepped up when not many people thought he was going to. When he won that championship with the Warriors,
yep,
he did really good. But I just don't think. I know he had that whole MJ hype in high school, but obviously that's dead now. But listen, I
yeah.
don't. 30 million a year for Andrew Wiggins, I don't.
No, you don't take
Because
that.
listen, at the end of the day, what Andrew Wiggins is just he's a very consistent spot up and a very consistent defender.
Yep,
Right? He's not
that's
that
it.
type of guy to dribble, do a move, do a crazy move, right, and
No,
step back
yeah,
three
yeah, of course
or
not.
get into the paint or something like that. I just think he's a very consistent, spot up shooter
Right,
and a very consistent off the dribble shooter as well.
right.
And I think he works for the Heat, I guess you could say, but I feel like
Wiggins.
he is such a good player for one of those teams with those superstars that, like, bro, honestly,
No, but
you put him on
Wiggins works. But Wiggins works for what the Heat were early on in the season. There was
exactly.
no
But now it's slowing down,
as
and that's
the
the reason
season
why.
went on, early on that season, the offense was clicking, and Wiggins was only half part, like barely part of it. It was really his defensive presence and his
Yo,
veteran presence that at the end of games when he would hit some clutch
it
shots,
was
he had that game
yes,
winning alley oop. Like there are so
yes,
many
bro.
things. Like there are so many
There's
things
one
Wiggins
thing
did
that I want
well.
to point out, and I don't know if you can bring up the stats for this certain game. If you can, please. And it was the first time that I got to witness the pace in real life. November, it was November, at the beginning of November, playing. It was a not a playing game, a cup game, right, versus the Hornets
Mm,
at Miami.
yes,
Yo, they scored like I think 50 something points that game in the first quarter.
I know. I think I know what game you're talking about. Hold on, let me find it. I think
And the pace that they were playing at, bro, shot after shot after shot. And you know what? In the third quarter, it did get to a close game. It did get to a close game.
yeah.
But yo, everything was falling. Bro, all the guys were moving fast. Everything was moving well. I was like,
It was
bro,
November 7th, right? It was a tournament game. We ended up
yes.
scoring. Was the game we ended up scoring? You said it was November or was it October? Cause
No, that was in November.
it was in November. Okay, so we scored 126 points in this game.
Which is shocking, right? Because we scored 50 something in the first quarter, I believe.
I think yeah. Let me check just in case. If we look at the box score, we scored
Because I remember the media
we scored
saying,
53 points in the first
yeah,
quarter.
yeah, because I remember the media saying, "Oh, the Heat are on pace to score 200 points this game if they." And I'm like, I mean, yeah, we'll see about that, but
Yeah,
yeah, I just think
mind you, this game like was without Bam. This game was without Hero.
exactly.
Like this is why it's so disappointing seeing the team how it ended up, how it ended up being so.
Like, is the team really playing better without the main guy, bro? Is it looking like that?
No, it's not that. Like we need Bam because defensively, Bam like
Yeah, I
Bam
think Bam is.
Bam is what keeps this defense from like falling apart completely. Like I'm not us criticizing Bam is purely on the offensive side of the ball. And that is a
100%.
problem. But at
Yeah,
the end of the day, if we want to be competitive, we need Bam Adebayo. And that's where we want to be competitive. But also, what you cannot ignore is that when Tyler Hero is out for most of the season, right? And you still can't seem to get it together, like get it all together offensively, that becomes a problem because why are we having to rely on Norman Powell? Why are we having to rely on Jaime Jaquez Jr.? Why do we need hot stretches from Pele Larson or hot stretches from Simone Fontecchio? Like, why do we Davion Mitchell? Why do we need that? Why do we need that when we have our all-star who's getting paid a lot of money? He's the highest paid player. Why is that not happening? Why is it
100%.
that we need other play like everybody's like, oh, I still think Bam is fine because the offense is. Well, the offense isn't getting together, and you're our best player. So what's going on? And by the way, he hasn't been our best player. It's probably been Norman Powell this year. Norman
Powell is doing the exact thing that I thought he was going to do. Average 25. I think he's averaging 24. I knew he was going to do that. That was the most obvious thing. He's a great shooter. Surprise! Like he doesn't look like it, but he's also good around the rim. So
he's great around the rim. He's shooting 48% from the field and 41% from three. I mean, he's been incredible.
Listen,
it's a career year for him.
There's nothing really else that you can ask for from him. I think he's playing his exact role. He's playing probably, bro. He's playing above the role that people expected him to play. Yeah. I think he's playing great.
He's playing great basketball. But honestly, and again, that kind of goes back to like Hero coming back. Like, is this gonna be a problem moving forward? Like, is this really gonna be a problem? Like, if is Hero our Hero and Powell incompatible? Like, can we not play them together? That's gonna be a danger that I hope that gets addressed very quickly. Because I don't know if you noticed, but once Tyler Hero came back, the offense kind of just.
I for sure saw the decrease in Norman Powell touches and obviously his attempts. But I guess we'll see.
We'll see.
Now we can't see that.
Yeah.
Right now we can't see that because obviously Hero is out right now. But
yeah, I mean we're gonna have to see. A quick look at Miami's schedule before we move on to our next topic. These next couple of games that Miami is going to be playing, pretty damn important. Now, I think it's very obvious that me and Will are not very thrilled with how the season has gone. I don't think it's any secret. It hasn't gone the way we wanted it to go. Well, at least lately, it hasn't gone the way we wanted it to go. But there's a chance to turn this around. And it starts tonight.
100%, bro.
It starts tonight.
And listen, the reason why, before we get to the next topic, there's one last thing I want to say about the turnaround. Is that last year, it was false hope. There was not going to be a turnaround with the whole situation going on. That was all false. But this year, with the glimpses that we've seen, they're 100%. The potential for a turnaround, bro, it's there. Unlimited because we already saw the potential that this team has, the offense that they are capable of, and obviously the defense. We got the players for defense, right?
Yeah.
But like you said at the beginning, we were 14-7.
Yeah.
We were third in the East behind the Pistons and the Knicks, right? 15-7. Now, bro, we are 15-14. It's just not gonna work like that. Right?
Yeah.
I just think the last thing I'll say is with what I'm gonna say it again, with what we've seen at the beginning of the season, I truly think that there could be a huge turnaround for this Heat team to not be a playing team at all, not be a playing team, be at least the top 5 seed, be at least the top 6 to not be a playing. That's what I think the team has the potential to be.
Yeah, we'll see.
That's all.
What
I gotta say.
We'll see. Next couple of games the Miami Heat play. We play the Raptors, then we go on the road to play Atlanta, back home to play the Pacers, and then the Nuggets. Then we play that ends the month, and then the first 10 days of January, we play the Pistons, the Wolves, the Pelicans, the Wolves again, the Bulls, and the Pacers. Now, the Pacers we should have no problem with. They're one of the worst teams in the league. But the rest of these games, I mean, and the Pelicans as well, but the rest of these games, man, like it's not going to get that much easier.
Listen, Bulls will give a fight. Hawks will give a fight. Obviously, the Wolves, we know them.
And then I don't even want to bring up Jokic and what he'll do to
the Nuggets. Listen,
Jeez.
Nuggets is a nightmare. Yeah, I will always get flashbacks to 2023.
It was literally like watching a dog.
All I gotta say is, bro, to get a little funny point out, bro, we attempted for Cody Zeller to try to guard Jokic, and that was the funniest thing to me, bro.
That man committed war crimes.
Dog, it was funny. Malone, Mike, but what's his name? Michael Malone.
Michael Malone, yeah.
They would see Bam get subbed out for Zeller, and bro, the eyes, bro,
The
of
eyes of
Malone and
Jokic, bro.
they're like, yup, don't pass, go to the paint, that's it.
Oh my
But
goodness.
no, but
Serbian
yeah,
Serbian
I'm so
chicken.
excited to see where the Heat can go.
We can look. We can definitely
potential.
bounce back. I think it's definitely possible, but it's got to start tonight against the Raptors.
Yeah, you know what? Hey, listen. One thing that we can point out right now, something positive. Listen, at least we're not below 500, right?
Let's not speak too soon. Let's not speak too soon.
So like,
let's not.
Today,
I don't want to say at least, and then it happens, man. I don't. Oh
yeah.
Boy.
Today could be the day.
Hey, by the time this full video uploads to YouTube, we're gonna have the Raptors game done. This video will probably go up on Christmas Eve, or Christmas Day. So Merry Christmas to you all. But yeah, we'll see. The Miami Hurricanes, insanely enough, somehow, some way, in spite of the fact that we lost 2 games, the Miami Hurricanes are in the playoffs, and not only were we in the playoffs, we won our first playoff game, insanely enough. I cannot believe it. When I watched this game, I was stressing. The kind of game it was, Will, made me... I hated it. I hated it. I hated this game.
Yeah, it was obviously not a pretty college football game that people are used to watching. Obviously, between two really good teams, especially an SEC team.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think obviously, as you can see by the score, right, 10-3, it was a very defensive game, right? But yeah, so one thing that I would like to point out is I'm still very much in shock of how they made the playoffs because of the teams they lost to. Now, they lost to Louisville, right, at home.
You're still shocked? You're still shocked?
Listen, you want to be completely honest? Like,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I want to be completely honest. I don't think that, bro, they were meant to be in the playoffs, honestly.
Yo, this guy, man, like, what the heck? That's just what are you? Wait, hold on.
That's just how I feel.
Well, I'll get to. Well, okay. First of all, gentlemen, we'll get to Texas A&M in a second.
Am I proud and am I happy that they made it, bro? Yes. First college football playoff appearance in that format, right?
Okay.
Bro, I just feel like, listen, losing to Louisville at home.
Okay, that happens.
And then I know it happens, but then losing to, these are both unranked teams too, and then you lose to SMU, right?
Okay.
Away, right?
In overtime, yeah, it happened.
But another thing I will say is again, both teams in the ACC that you both lose to. So like you can't even, bro. You're not. Like they said, were the Miami Hurricanes even top 3 in the ACC?
We technically were not, but the thing I'm trying to tell you right now, it does not matter anymore. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So what are we? It does not matter. And you want to know why it doesn't matter? You want to know why it doesn't matter? Because we went into College Station this past Saturday and we beat an SEC team, a team that a lot of people said would dominate us because they are an SEC team. It doesn't matter. We beat them, and we beat them at their game too. Like it's not like.
So one thing I would like to say is I just had to get that off my chest, right? I know
that's a very odd. It's very odd timing for you to get that out your chest, Will. I will say.
I know it doesn't matter now because of the game against Texas A&M. And listen, my thoughts on that game, obviously, bro. Ruben Bain, dog, bro.
Dog, bro.
Right.
Yeah.
Obviously, you had those viral clips of that O lineman talking about, oh, we haven't watched anything about him, or we're not that scared. I trust in the guys and stuff. Listen, bro. You got your stuff absolutely handed to you, bro. Like, I think he had 3 sacks.
He had 3 sacks.
And not only that, he probably had multiple tackles for loss.
Yep, he did.
Right?
4 of them. Yep.
So, And listen, Ruben Bain, obviously amazing game, obviously amazing game that he had, right? But I just feel like overall, bro, the defense was amazing.
Oh yeah. Oh
The
yeah.
defense, listen, bro. Yes, there was that one deep ball that they had. They
Yeah.
didn't even score off of that.
They,
And listen, I swear, if people complain or if people bring up the whole windy situation, listen, bro.
it was kind of windy though.
It was windy, but score a touchdown, bro. Like just run in there. Sammy, they were like they were there. Texas A&M on that deep ball, where they were down like at a 10.
Yeah, they should have scored.
You're an SEC team. You can't.
Man, the SEC isn't that like. What if we could just say the SEC just isn't that good? Like, who did they really play? Who did Texas A&M really play in the SEC that was crazy good? Like, it was.
Off the top of my head, I don't really know their schedule.
They didn't play. Like they didn't play. They didn't play Vandy. They didn't play Bama. They didn't play Georgia. They didn't play any of these teams. So the one team they played.
They just played the soft SEC teams.
The one good SEC team they played was Texas, and Texas handed it to them in the same way that we handled it to them. Now, granted, look, I understand 10-3 is like, oh, BT, like no, that's not what happened here. Okay, but what did Texas A&M really do well? What did we really?
I didn't. Their run game wasn't anything. I felt like the run game was purely just a quarterback. He had no one to throw to.
No one to throw to.
And listen, I just think I'm kind of like at a point where I have no words because that was one of the weirdest games that I've watched. Like I would have never thought that a college football game would be like that, right? Because bro, Texas A&M, they just look, bro. In a sense, bro, they just look rattled. I felt like the quarterback was out of control.
He was.
He just didn't. He didn't know what he was doing.
He turned the ball over 3 times.
Exactly. 3 takeaways, right? So, and it's gonna be a super hard game when you have to rely on field goals. It's just what it is. Because, bro, there got to a point where, whoever has the better kicker is going to win this game, right? But obviously, right, Malachi scored that touchdown because Mark Fletcher went down the whole field.
Mark Fletcher. Shout out to Mark Fletcher, man. Man.
Shout out Mark Fletcher for that. And he just announced that he's coming back for his senior
Thank God, bro. Because I honestly, look, listen, I loved our running back room. I loved Pringle. I really like Marty Brown. But Fletcher was our best. Was our best back all year long, man. I love Fletcher.
That drive where they scored a touchdown, that huge run that he had was insane. And I'm like, you got to score off that. Because if you don't,
it was good. It was a great play call that Shannon Dawson dialed up in that last, that little toss to Malachi Toney.
Yeah.
The sweep to Malachi Toney. And just using his speed to not just get the first down but get the touchdown. It was incredible.
So one thing I would like to point out is about the next game. And also talking about the game that just happened, obviously with Texas A&M. One thing that I want to point out is the trust in Carson Beck, right?
Yeah,
trust in him.
The trust
because we've seen him struggle, obviously, right? SMU in both losses, we've seen him struggle. SMU and Louisville with multiple interceptions, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and I know the wind was a factor in Texas A&M, so we weren't really seeing deep balls. We weren't really seeing crazy throws by him. We were more seeing of obviously a lot of handoffs to Mark, obviously a lot of sweeps to Toney and short passes, right? And screenplays too.
A lot of screenplays.
But my thing is that we're about to go against Ohio State here.
Okay.
So defensive wise, yes, I know there's Jeremiah Smith, right? He's a threat.
He's definitely a threat.
But then also my main concern is the offense. Is Carson? How is my question is?
Don't forget about Cornell Tate too. That guy's a dog. Well, here's my thing, Will, because I feel like there was a I feel like the offense itself Miami didn't play bad offensively. We didn't play bad offensively. It's not like it was a
I mean,
lack.
listen, if the kicker made his kicks, we had at least 20.
We'd
So,
have at least like 20 points. Like we didn't play bad offensively. It's quite simple. The play calling in this game was almost too cute. Like if you watch the game, like, and I don't want to get too negative about a win, but like when you watch the game, there was no
yeah,
point.
but at a point,
There was no
serious, though,
there's no
look
point
where-
there was no point in the game where I felt like offensively there was no point that they could stop the run. There was no point. Like they genuinely
100%.
there was no point in the
Every
game where they
time
could.
Every time Mark Fletcher got the handoff, there was just a hole in the offensive defensive lineman, and he was going straight through. Listen, if I was a Texas A&M coach and the defensive coordinator, I was like, listen, bro, we can bring whatever we want, but forget. It's just gonna be what it is, bro.
Forget that. Here's my thing. Here's ultimately why I have a problem. Because first of all, we carried the ball 28 times, but 4 of those times were counted as sacks. So let's just from face value, Mark Fletcher had 17 carries. He had 10 yards per carry. Okay, this man was averaging a first down every single carry. You don't want to give him the ball. Like you don't want to just go ahead and say, "You know what? I'm not going to get cute. I'm just going to run the ball down the middle. Try beating us. Try it. We'll go ahead and we'll pass it on third down."
No, yeah, of course. You got to do what's working, obviously. You got to do it.
Yeah, right? And Shannon Dawson, for whatever reason, like it was 17 carries. It should have been more. It should have been so much more. We should have used we could have used Pringle. We could have used Marty Brown. We could have used, if you want to rush it with Tony, fine. But the game was to be played running the football. And seeing as they tried to run the football and couldn't, and we tried and we could, there was no reason that we only put up 10 points. However, this is the part where I say defensively, masterclass. Akeem Mesidor, Ruben Bain, Keontae Scott, some of the best defensive plays. I mean, shout out to that guy. Oh my gosh, he took out Ahmad Toure. Oh my, Muhammad Toure, man. 8 tackles in this game, a pass deflection, the biggest pass deflection of the entire game. This man literally took himself out in order to save the season. Mind you, this man, after the game was over, after the pick, I saw the man in true Kane fashion talk. Look, he was literally trying to get on the field to try to celebrate to his teammates and talk trash.
And he might be concussed.
He was concussed doing it, Will.
Listen, one thing I will say about that play, save the game, because listen, he truly just knocked himself out to pop the ball loose for it to be incomplete.
He literally knocked himself out.
Like, listen, that is something you do, bro, when you care so much about that game and you're given the chance to be in college football playoff, bro, and he just laid out his whole body and knocked himself out for that ball to be popped out, for it to be incomplete, bro. I give hella props to him for that because, bro, that probably hurt so damn much that, bro, I think if I was him and I did that, I think I would have died on the spot.
No, yeah, I'm pretty sure we'd both be dead
if
we tried that.
Bro, the fact that he did that, I think it's, totally impressive, and I think it's great. But one thing that I want to point out is, since we're talking about the defense, bro, is Bryce Fitzgerald, bro.
Oh, yeah. I was going to bring him up right now.
The first pick that he had, right, obviously couldn't turn it into something. Obviously, the same thing with Malachi Tony's crazy punt return, right? We couldn't turn anything into. We didn't score off of that either. But the second interception that Bryce Fitzgerald had, I think that was obviously we know what it did, right? It obviously sealed the game, but just, bro, in a moment like that, to do that, I just think it's very impressive that, bro, to seal the game as a freshman. dude's a freshman.
That's one
and
thing.
seals the game like
That's
that.
one thing that we got.
Mind you, and bro, there is Texas A&M is one of the most craziest environments when it comes to football. Yo, for sure, 100,000 plus people in that stadium, bro. Bro, and he came through, bro. 2 interceptions. I think that's crazy.
Yeah, shout out to Miami for this, and this is something that we had a problem with all year long. If you've been keeping up with Canes football, like penalties were a big problem for us, and we were going into hands down the most difficult environment we've ever been to up into this season.
Yeah, bro. Whenever the Canes were on defense, I mean on offense, oh, you could hear it.
Yeah,
you could just hear it. Imagine if you were there in person, bro. Like,
yeah,
imagine if you were there in person.
yeah. I can't imagine, but like the fact that they didn't like get penalized as much, like that we were able to like stay composed and not too many false starts, not too many miscues offensively.
I agree.
That is such a big thing because that was a problem throughout the entire year, and for us to not, we only had 4 penalties this game, and one of those penalties was really on a weird play where they called a roughing the passer, where he kind of exaggerated the contact. But
I remember that, and then he looked straight at the ref and was like,
yeah, like, and
hey,
I'm
ref,
like,
where's the flag?
I'm like, yeah, that's the only way you could get yards, buddy. Like, that's pretty much it. He wasn't doing it with his arm. Shout out to Marcel Reed. He had a great year, but not his best performance this year. Not his best, but yeah. Obviously, the Canes have a date with destiny next year. I'm gonna go more into depth with it next week. I believe it's next Tuesday. No, next Thursday. We'll see. I'll see when I upload it, but I'll probably put a post game up next Thursday, breaking down the game and how incredible we played that game. But we can go ahead and break it down right now. Why not? Ohio State against Miami. This matchup is 24 years in the making. Ever since that fateful ghost pass interference call that took away what would have been Miami's 6th national championship. Now, Will, before we start talking about this game, I do want to point something out, as we've been doing all episode long. Since that moment in time in 2002, the Miami Hurricanes, before Mario Cristobal came and took over, 2 10-plus win seasons, one of those being an 11-win season in 2003. That was our last 11-win season until right now. Our second 10-win game was back in 2017. We all remember that year because of what we did to Notre Dame, 41-8, one of the greatest moments in my lifetime as a Canes fan. Incredible. But for the most part, mediocrity has drowned this program, top to bottom. And yet here we are, and Miami has a date with the Buckeyes. This is going to be one of the most insane games I think we've ever seen. A matchup that I think all of us are anticipating. 7:30 Eastern Time. The Cotton Bowl. I mean, what else needs to be said?
What's the day again? When is it?
It's
31st?
The 31st. This is New Year's Eve. 7:30. I don't know where you're going to be at, Will. I might be stressing in a room somewhere.
I'm going to be home, bro. I'm going to be home having the game on.
I might be at church. I have no idea. Like, I really don't. I have no idea. But, I mean, insane. This is one of the most important games in our program's history, given what has happened in the last 20-plus years, Will. Not much really to break down in this matchup. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of... You're going to hear it all about, Miami and the line of scrimmage, right? And how we control the line of scrimmage against pretty much every team we face, every elite team we face this year. we're gonna hear a lot about Julian Sayin, a lot about Jeremiah Smith, and a lot about Cornell Tate, right? A lot about Bo Jackson as well. I mean, it's just look, man. To say the least, this is hands down the most intriguing matchup. The most intriguing matchup for the rest of the college football playoff because really it's a battle of a lot of it's really a battle of two blue bloods or a former blue blood versus a current
Yeah.
blue blood.
No,
So
that's true because honestly, like you don't really see these two teams ever really compete in the regular season, right? So this is only something that would happen in a football in a college football, playoff, right?
right,
So this is something where like this could be the most you know popular game that is watched in the whole college football playoff because, like I said, this matchup really doesn't happen, right? Obviously, in
nope,
2002, you had it in the championship, right? But that's the playoffs, right?
yep,
So I think that, bro, listen, it's gonna be very interesting. Do I think it's gonna? Listen, say it's biased, but I do think it's gonna be a good game. I do think it's gonna be a good game. I think
of course,
Miami's defense, Miami's defense has stepped up way better than it was last year. Obviously, right, with the defensive struggles that they had with Cam Ward, but I think this year it's way better.
yep,
The defense is way, way, way better.
yep,
And listen, I think if the offense comes ready to play, bro, the Hurricanes, bro, they're gonna shock people. If the offense is ready to play and they got everything down, right? They
yeah,
obviously have this whole they got the 23rd, right? So they got like a week and a day to get ready.
yeah,
So
but so does
I think
Ohio, so does
so
Ohio
does Ohio
State.
State, and
So
obviously they had that the bye. They didn't have to play, but like I said, if Carson Beck, Mark Fletcher, I think if the receivers are ready, if Malachi, obviously we know Malachi Tony's always there, bro. That dude's a dog. We
yeah,
already know he's gonna be locked in, right? But I
right,
just feel like if the offense is ready to play, they, like you said, no miscues. They got communication, and bro, they dog it out. I think the Miami Hurricanes can come out with the win, but we gotta see. We gotta see how everything goes. Obviously, we
yeah,
still gotta see how the defense performs as well. So
yeah. So fun fact: the last time the Miami Hurricanes faced off against the Ohio State Buckeyes, this was back in 2011. Wow. This was back in 2011. The Miami Hurricanes, if I could just, let me just go ahead and look up the score so that I don't get this wrong. It was back in 2011. In this game, this is the first game of the Al Golden era, ironically enough. The final score was 24-6. Miami came away with the victory. So this is an insane. This is insane when you really think about like
where was this game played at?
this game was played in Miami. Jacoby Harris was the QB. He finished with 123 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. The story of the game: Lamar Miller. Lamar Miller, 184 rushing yards in this game, 26 carries. The Miami Hurricanes finished.
Hey, it sounds like a little bit of a Mark Fletcher game to me. It sounds like
Yeah, this was back in 2011. It was back in 2011, so they was running the ball but hey man, Mark Fletcher, we've seen Mark Fletcher a $172 not too long ago. So hey man,
yeah.
it's possible. Yeah, that Braxton Miller was, I believe, the QB for this for this game. He had he had 22 passing yards. I that's a very interesting.
Wait, the starting QB in 2011 for the Ohio State Buckeyes had how many?
22 passing. I could be wrong. Hold on, let me go ahead and check the.
That's kind of wild.
That's crazy. I don't think it's correct. Oh my gosh, yeah, it is correct. So the Miami Hurricanes held the Buckeyes to.
Yo, is there any way you could check on how many punts that they had that game? Or
I could try. I could check with the game log.
You can do it after, but yo, when you do, let me find out. Because if a quarterback has 22 passing yards, why did my camera just zoom in? Yo,
Yo, the camera
22
zoomed in
passing
crazy.
yards.
Hey, but that's good that it's getting your face very nicely though. It's good. Now,
Yo,
now it's moving.
22 passing yards. I gotta know how many times they punted the ball.
Yeah,
I gotta know. I gotta know.
It had to have been pretty. Let me check real quick. So punt.
Yo, sorry to interrupt like the whole thing right now, but is this like zooming in thing like messing anything up? I don't know.
No,
why
it's not. It's not. It'll be just fine. Don't worry about it.
Okay, all right.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. I got you right now. This is in the first. This is punt, interception. Oh, there it goes again. Punt, interception, punt, field goal, punt, field goal, punt, fumble. End of game.
So I'm guessing every time they got the field goal, it had to be the running back getting them there.
Yeah, it had to have been. I mean,
geez. It had to have been if he.
So throughout this game, they punted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times, and they turned the ball over I think it was twice. They turned the ball over, I believe, twice.
I mean, the punter had a fun game then, I guess.
He had fun today, but 45 passing yards. So that was back in 2011. Obviously, the Buckeyes are much better now.
Yeah, way better.
Much better now. And the Miami Hurricanes. Fun fact about that season from both that was Al Golden's first year as the head coach of the Miami Hurricanes. He would finish that year with a 6-6 record, and the Buckeyes. I could be wrong. Why did that just play? Whatever. I'm leaving that in. Don't care. Yeah, I believe the Buckeyes would go on to have a down year that year. So, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see, man. It's gonna be interesting. That was a nice trip down memory lane. The last time the Hurricanes played the Buckeyes. But now it feels like the stakes are much higher. The standards are much different now in those universities compared to back then. Both Ryan Day and Cristobal have raised these universities to points where to a standard that I don't think we've ever seen. So yeah, pretty incredible. The Miami Hurricanes, New Year's Eve, 7:30, face off against Ohio State. It's going to be a fun one. Last topic of the day, on a much down note. Now, Will, my understanding is Will is not a Dolphins fan, so he's not going to really.
Listen, before anybody watching this is a quick disclaimer.
He's a Patriots fan.
I do not hate. Now, I will say about the Patriots. Now,
you are a Patriots fan. Say it.
Now, listen.
You are a Patriots fan. No, you are a Patriots fan. Just say it, Will.
Listen to me.
Will, just say it.
Just check everything out.
Will, just say it.
I do not hate the Dolphins.
Oh my God.
Bro, I don't hate them. I do not hate them. And yes. Do I like to see the Patriots having fun and having a good year this year? Bro, of course. But I'm not a diehard fan that I was when I was younger. Meaning, bro, I'm here, like, listen, I'm at the point where I could literally be neutral, bro. I swear I could be neutral. Yo, because the Patriots still got to play the Dolphins later. I know it doesn't mean anything for the Dolphins, right? And barely anything for the Patriots because the Patriots already clinched, right? But, yo, Sammy, for example, when the Patriots beat the Dolphins 33-27 at the beginning, yo, I mean, no matter what happened, yo, listen, I know you're looking at me, but no matter what happened, bro, I was fine. So, bro, I'm going to give my honest thoughts about the Dolphins. Let's go, bro. I'm ready.
This is not about to be an objective analysis of what's going on. I don't expect it to be, but nonetheless, the Miami Dolphins lost this past Sunday against the Cincinnati Bengals. The final score, Will, I don't know if you know, it was 45-21. 21, yeah. It was
Mike Gesicki scored a touchdown, by the way.
Yeah, I don't okay, yeah, we don't need to talk about that, all right? It was a rough game. Quinn Ewers made his debut. And it was pretty interesting, to say the least. First half, he played pretty solid. Not bad, if you ask me. But unfortunately, if you look at the rest of the game, especially the second half, it would end up being pretty pitiful. 21 points allowed in the third quarter. 3 turnovers in that said corner, including a fumble and 2 interceptions. 2 what I would say difficult throws from Quinn Ewers that he tried to make trying to make a play just didn't work out. He would finish with 260 passing yards, no touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. The Bengals would go up to score 45 points. Joe Burrow would have 309 passing yards with 4 interceptions, and Chase Brown, of course, would have 3 touchdowns in this game. He'd score the hat trick. And yeah, I've already kind of we don't have to break down this game at all. We could just go ahead and say the obvious. There needs to be change with this organization somehow, some way, very soon. Mike McDaniel needs to go there, and it's very obvious. Will.
Yeah. So one thing I would like to say is about the Dolphins situation is obviously the whole quarterback situation, right? So we all know, obviously, right, the whole Tua thing, right? The whole Tua thing. We've obviously seen. I know you're trying not to laugh. You're making me laugh, but Tua. When Tyreek Hill got there, bro, I think it was a really, and the commentators were talking about it. It was a top offense.
Yep.
They were really good, and this was all. I think this was without Devon Achane. This was without Devon Achane yet.
The 2022, they were top, but 2023 is when the offense took off. That's when Devon Achane came back. Yeah.
He was a rookie, right?
He was a rookie. Yep.
So we've seen Tua and what he could do. He was a really, really, really good quarterback. Now, with the whole injury stuff, that's obviously a concern. But one thing I would like to point out is that I completely disagree with the people disagreeing about benching him for the rest of the season and him getting a little bit upset about it. I know it's not a good feeling to get benched because of how the season went, but I do think it is right to start Quinn in that situation. And to go over the game, listen, I don't even think he did that bad. 260 passing yards, bro. Listen.
Most of it was in the garbage time, but in the first half he played pretty well.
Yeah, true. It was. And honestly, like you said about the 2 interceptions, bro, you know what? That's going to happen when you're a rookie quarterback and you're also drafted not really that early. Right?
7th round, so he's 7th round rookie.
So things like that are going to happen, right? 2 interceptions, right? You're not going to get a touchdown, but I do think he looked
better than Tua the last couple weeks. He looked better than him.
Bro, he honestly did look a little calm, I would say.
Yeah, he didn't look bad.
Now, I don't know maybe if that's just the Bengals D-line or that's just the Bengals defense. Obviously, the Bengals defense sucks. We all know that. But I would say he did look comfortable and he did look calm. Now, what I want to say right now is, just to get off my chest, I think it's time for Tua. And I think it's time for... And they already said Mike McDaniels is staying the next year, so you give your thoughts on that because I don't have really many thoughts on that, but I do have thoughts on Tua.
I have plenty.
That's it, bro. That's it. Listen. I know Tua got that bag, bro. Not saying you gotta retire because I know the concussion thing is very serious, but that's it, bro. For the Dolphins, bro, that's it. The Dolphins gotta.
He leads the league. He leads the league in interceptions, and he has 20 touchdowns this year. He has.
Speaking about interceptions, you know what gets me so it's so funny is when he had that interception versus the Bills, that no-look interception. I'm like, yo, what are you doing, bro? Game on the line. You're trying to either tie it up or win it. I forgot.
No, it was. I think it was to tie the game. I believe.
Game on the line, and this dude over here trying to look like Aaron Rodgers or Matthew Stafford, but yeah, listen, my opinion about Tua is that he's got to go. That's it. Yeah. It's just it, you know. And it's not just the injuries. It's just, bro, the way he's been playing. Maybe it has been the injuries, but I just think it's it, bro.
Yeah, it's over. It's over for the Dolphins. In terms of their QB situation with Tua, it's over. Look, we gave him time. We gave him a contract, and it was a mistake. It was a huge mistake. Now we owe him too much money, and now we're gonna have to try to. Now we're busy. We're gonna be busy trying to manage money rather than try to build a roster. And I don't trust this organization like the Denver Broncos would trust theirs. The Denver Broncos, the Denver Broncos organization has had a history of like finding a way to build a competent team.
I got one thing to say about the Broncos about this year. Absolutely fraudulent. That's all I want to say.
Oh my gosh, bro. Okay, first of all, I'm gonna clip that and then post it as a short just to see what the internet says.
Listen. I know their defense is great, but
you don't like Brock. You don't mess with Brock Purdy. You don't mess with the. You don't mess
what?
with. Well, you don't, my bad. You don't mess with Bo Nix. You don't mess with Courtland Sutton.
Listen, I just don't.
RJ Harvey.
I just don't think when it comes playoff time, obviously, because they're clinched, right, and they might end up getting that bye depending on how the season ends out, bro. I just don't think that. Listen, bro, they struggled with a Marcus Mariota Commanders without.
Yeah, but they beat Jordan Love. They beat Jordan Love and the Packers, though. The Packers are a solid team. You know what I mean? Like
okay, but like, there's really nothing else that.
Okay, but we can't say, oh, they've beaten nobodies, but then the somebody they beat is like, oh,
no, yeah,
well, they've beaten, they've only beaten one
it just
team.
stands out to me a Marcus Mariota Commanders, bro, with no damn running back. It just doesn't look good. But we'll see. But I will say,
it's rough, man.
What am I saying? The Broncos did win that game.
Yeah,
but in overtime, and it didn't need to get like that. For some reason, I thought they won, but
all I'm saying is this. Back to the Dolphins before we get Broncos.
Yeah, back to the Dolphins. I just had to get that out there.
You didn't have to. The Broncos did not need to stray there, man. They didn't. But
they're back to what they used to be when they had Manning. I'm gonna let.
I don't know about all that, but
well, not back.
We'll see. Yeah. Bottom line is this: Mike McDaniel. I don't know how much longer he has. Tua, I know how much longer he has. He has none. Stephen Ross. I mean, I've never wanted a man to sell the team more than I've wanted Stephen Ross to sell the team. Like I think it has become so clear and obvious, so clear and concise that he doesn't know how to build a roster. He doesn't know how to build a team. He doesn't know how to build anything regarding the Miami Dolphins. He's now outside. He's an incredible businessman, incredibly wealthy. But unfortunately, when it comes to the Miami Dolphins, ever since he bought the team, it just has not been good. And we need change. And if that means selling a team eventually, I would love for that. I would love for that to happen, but I just don't know. The team makes so much money off of their stupid off of charging $20 for one bottle of water and a hot dog. Like that, it just might as well. Like they might as well. Like he's gonna keep it because they make so much money. From other teams taking over your stadium. Did you see the scenes in Hard Rock? It was Bengals fans, who was a 4-10 team, by the way, took over your stadium.
I'm pretty sure when T. Higgins got that touchdown or whenever he got a catch,
there was a big pop when I heard that touchdown, and I was just like, those aren't our fans. And you have failed to get people to buy into your product that you've put on the field. So Mike McDaniel, I think it's a full clean house. The 3 heads of the snake, the 4 heads actually. The owner, GM, the head coach, and quarterback. I think you got rid of the GM. That's a start. You're getting rid of the QB. That's another. There's 2 more heads we got to cut off before we can actually move forward, and that's Mike McDaniel and Stephen Ross. Stephen Ross is going to be the one that's like – Stephen Ross has got like a vibranium neck, so like it's going to be like pretty much impossible to cut him off unless we have some adamantium somewhere hiding. But unfortunately – or he's going to have to like, you know – never mind. I'm not going to bring up that scenario because that's messed up, and that man has a family. But I will say this. Stephen Ross, great person, great builder of things, not a great builder of the Miami Dolphins, and it's shown. It's showing, bro. It's showing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to pretty much do it. It has been a pleasure. Will, thank you so much. Shout out to Will Nadaskay for joining me here. We talked a lot. I will say we talked a lot about the Miami Heat. I think a majority of this was about the Miami Heat.
Yeah.
And So everybody watching this is gonna be like, oh, they're gonna see the thumbnail, they're gonna see the Canes and the Dolphins, but most of this is Miami Heat, and I think they're a big topic of conversation. Shout out to the Hurricanes as well, though. They are actually doing the winning in this town.
Yeah, I will say for anyone asking why there's so much topic on the Heat, is because there is a lot of talk about them. There's a lot. So
Yeah, yo, when you start off so hot and then you get so cold, you gotta discuss the problems going on. But yeah, that's gonna do it. So that's gonna do it for us. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video if you haven't already. This has been Sammy Hot Takes. That's been William Nadaskay, Nasty Nadaskay, and I will see you guys next time. Dale.
Peace.